Hey guys, if you or someone you know is visiting Panama and looking for an amazing time, check out Rum and Brunch, the first and only Afro-Caribbean brunch and day party in Panama City. Trust and believe, this is an event like no other. We play hip-hop, reggae, R&B, dancehall, soca, compa, and more. Log on to www.vgirltv.com/events or rumandbrunch.com/events and take a look at our events calendar to see what other events that we have going on, because trust me, you do not want to miss one of our events. Okay, us on all social media platforms at Rum and Brunch Pty, on Instagram Rum and Brunch Pty, on TikTok. Join us on Facebook and stay tuned for all the other events that we have going on. We have Martin Luther King weekend, where we have Rum and Brunch weekend, an event that you do not want to miss. So hope to see you guys there. Anyway guys, peace and love. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of V-Girl TV. Welcome back guys, welcome back to my canal, the YouTube. And this video is gonna probably shake the room up, all right guys, so I know this is gonna shake up the room a little bit, and I know some people are gonna be like, well, you know, but you're doing it. Okay, on this channel I give you guys real hardcore advice based on my experiences and my experiences alone. You guys can take whatever you want from it and move on. So I don't need to hear no foolishness in the comment sections, okay? But this video is specifically for people who want to open up businesses in Panama. Me personally, I will not advise anyone to open up a business in Panama. And I know people are going to be like, yeah, but your family owns business in Panama. And trust me, it's a fucking headache. It is a headache dealing with employees. It's a headache dealing with the law. It's a headache to deal with just dealing with government issues when it comes to your business. One of the things that plagues Panama is its corruption, okay? Corruption in Panama is what is preventing this beautiful country from moving forward. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, everywhere is corrupt. The problem with Panama is that it is so small and no one really, and everyone knows each other, right? So, for example, let me give you a prime example. If I know somebody that works in a space that has a position, that can hold a position, or that holds a high position, I can get away with scamming somebody, and I'll just tell my homegirl, hey, you know, this is coming up, blah, blah, look into this for me, or whatever, and make it happen. I am so sick and tired of dealing with the level of corruption in this country that I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, no, I just want to close down the business and move forward with my freaking life. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is not a place for people who want to do the right thing, okay? This is a place where, you know, if you want to survive here, do your thing, keep a low profile, don't bother with nobody, don't mess with nobody, stay in your own lane, perfectly fine. But if you're coming here with that whole mentality like, oh my God, I want to do wonderful, you know, I want to invest in the country, I would advise it strongly. This video is probably gonna go viral, okay, and people are probably gonna curse me out, but this is the reality of the situation. Seeking justice for wrongdoings it's slim to none, okay? People could get away with lying as long as they know the right person, and even though you're doing the right thing as a person and you are, you know, conducting yourself on the straight and narrow, as long as that other person knows someone, they can get away with doing wrongdoings. But one thing I will say that is that God don't never sleep. God does not sleep at all. God don't sleep. Never. Never, 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 never. So even though you may get away with certain things, or individuals may feel like they're getting away with certain things at the moment, you still got to answer to God at the end of the day. You still have to answer to the man above. And then sometimes when you see things happen to certain people, they always wonder like, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this? You really got to think about what you've done in your past to people to affect people. Me personally, I'm very cautious about the way, I'm not saying I'm the perfect person, but there are certain things that I will not do because I am raised a certain type of way. I've really raised on morality and doing right by people. Not only because I was just raised that way, but also I have children, and karma does exist. Karma is something that you can't escape. Nobody, not me, not one of us can escape this thing called karma. So whether you're gonna pay it now or you're gonna pay it later, it will be paid. I have gotten to a point, right, where I'm just like, let's just shut down all this business and let's just shut it down, okay? My parents will hear you tell, I'm telling you, they'll be like, yo, I have said this so many times, like, I just don't want to deal with people. Right now, we are looking, well, not me, because I ain't looking for nobody, okay? But in one of the store locations, they're looking to hire someone, and the nervousness, the nerves that you feel by saying, damn, I don't know if I want to hire this person because this person might give me a hard time. Or I've always had luck with these type of people. It always pans out the same exact way every time. You know, you kind of get to a point where it's kind of like nerve-wracking, where it's like, you know, you can't judge everybody because everybody's not the same. But when you have a history of dealing with certain type of people, a certain group of people, and those certain group of people continuously to display the same type of behavior, it makes you second guess, like, damn, do I even really want to hire anybody? Do I even want to even invest? Do I even want to do business with these type of people? Do I even trust these people? Like, and honestly, like, I feel like I haven't really dealt with these things. Like, early in my videos, like when I first started doing my YouTube videos, I was super like positive and super like, oh my God, yeah, Panama this, Panama that, or whatever. But I mean, even though I did keep it real and I told you guys the truth, you know, I had to spare some details because I didn't want nobody to feel discouraged based on the things that I was saying. You know, and I also wasn't trying to offend people, because people would be like, well, go back to your country. Right now it's pot and kettle. Okay? I've been here for so long. At this point, it's like, do I leave and just, you know, go back to America and just, you know, live my life how I was living it, you know, go to work, come home, whatever, and then fear that my child is going to be, you know, something going to happen to my kid? Or do I stay in a country where progress seems like it's never going to happen because the culture is just literally based on corruption? How? So that is where I am right now. You know, there are certain ethnic groups of people that are able to get away with certain things if you have you know, a certain type of last name. If you are rubbing shoulders with the right type of people, you can definitely get away with a lot of things. But for someone who don't know nobody, you don't know anyone, and you're just, you know, like a person like us, small business, you know, Panamanians that left and came back, and you don't really know people like that in certain positions, you can find yourself in situations where you feel helpless, hopeless. You know, you'll start to, your heart will start to turn black, you know. So yeah, that is, I wouldn't advise anybody to open up a business here. Do not open a business in Panama. Do not invest in Panama. If you are an American person and you are trying to invest in Panama, or if you are going to invest in Panama, don't hire no employees. Work by yourself, okay? Do things by yourself, okay? If you have family members, make it a family business. I know Panama has laws that says that you have to, well, depending on the size of the business, you have to have Panamanian people working there. You have to have a certain amount, like, you know, like it's like DEI or whatever, yeah? You have to have that depending on, you know, but if you can, and if you could work for yourself or just keep it within your family, I would strongly advise people, do it, okay? Do it. Like I said, I don't think that I have ever had any issues until my YouTube channel started blowing up, my TikTok started blowing up, and my events started to blow up. I have never had any issues like that. But I think somebody in the comment section has said it. They was like, oh, you know, you end up becoming a target. And that's exactly what is transpiring. But all in all, I will say that corruption is the downfall of Panama. I don't think that that is ever going to go away. This country is forever going to be corrupt. No matter how much or what government people say, or yeah, I don't foresee it changing anytime soon. I don't. And that is just the reality of the situation. Corruption is definitely hindering the progress of this beautiful country. Panama has so much potential to do amazing things. They have so much potential to be, I don't even want to say the next Dubai. They, you know, it could be, it's a beautiful country. It's perfect location. The weather is amazing. But corruption is so embedded in the culture that it's kind of like normalized, right? It's so crazy because I was talking to my friend who happens to be a lawyer, and we were talking about, you know, something that had transpired, and the corruption in it is not even like undercover. It's like blatant, like in your face, like what? Like it's literally like blatant corruption. And he was just like, you know, that's just the way it is. You know, people know people. They pay people under the counter, and then that's what happens. But you know, and I'm saying to myself, wow, is this normal? Like no one sees anything wrong with it. No one sees the need to put a stop to this. No one says anything. No one has a supervisor. I don't know. And it has become so normalized that people just deal with it. People are like, you know what, this is the way it is. We just have to like just deal with it. There's certain things, you know, that I just can't get jiggy with, and one thing I cannot get jiggy with is injustice. And I see that the more I'm thrust, and the thing about it is I don't even go outside like that. I don't go outside. I'm not around people. I don't hang around people like that. But it's just like more and more people are starting to know me, and yeah, shit's just getting weird. Shit is just getting weird. But one day I will really go into details about specific, maybe I can go into examples about things that transpired, but I just won't say any names, right? Okay, so it's my story. I can tell you guys about what transpired, but I'm just not gonna mention any names. Okay, so there's a story about an employee. This is just an example. So the employee was working in a store. Super sweet girl. She was, well, I thought she was a good worker. Employee's cell phone got stolen. Gave employee a brand new cell phone. But this could probably also be people like getting in your ears, because one of my friends told me a similar story that happened to him, but it was literally because somebody was listening to somebody. And this is why I say things just be really embedded in a culture where people really be thinking that way. So anyway, employee was not paying something that's called seguro. Seguro is like social security or whatever, because she wanted to collect food stamps. So, well, it's like, yeah, like pretty much like food stamps. I'm just breaking this down into layman terms for you guys to understand what it was. Me being oblivious, trying to help somebody because it was COVID, and you know, times where things were really difficult for people during COVID time or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now the time comes now, they stop giving out these food stamps. COVID's over. It's like, hey girl, okay, now you gotta fill out a contract. You gotta sign a contract. Now the law in Panama is that you can have a verbal contract or you can have a written contract. My advice to everybody is get a written contract, okay? Don't do no favors for nobody. Don't try to be nice to nobody. Keep it strictly business. Anyway, so she was like, she went on vacation. We still, you know, this person was still getting paid her decimo. Decimo was like every third month they get like a bonus. She was still getting her salary. She was still getting paid vacation. She was still getting all this stuff. Cool. She comes back from vacation and I was like, hey girl, we're gonna have to sign this contract. So she's like, okay, well, if I sign a contract, what's gonna happen with all the time that I worked? Now she was here, at the time, she was working 2 years, right? I said, oh, don't worry, you know, I'll just pay you for the time, your time, and then we'll sign a contract, you start paying insurance, you know, whatever. Also, I thought, right? So she's like, okay, no problem. I was like, yeah, you could take the contract, you could review it, because I don't want nobody to think that I'm scamming you. Go to somebody that knows what they're talking about or whatever. My girl goes to the Ministry of Labor, and obviously they don't know the whole dynamics because you're just saying something from your point of view. And she's like, oh no, they're firing you. And I'm like, no, girl, we're not firing you. You the one who asked for you. Anywho, I'm not even gonna continue with the story no more because it just don't even make no sense. The point of the matter is that Panama's, when it comes to business and foreign investors, I would say to all foreign investors, small businesses, not even like the big businesses, because I think big businesses, like big name businesses, investors, they have money so they can do what they do. I'm talking about small business owners. If you are a small business owner, I would say tread lightly. Tread lightly, okay? Because people think that you got all this money in the world. They think they can canoodle you into paying them things that they do not deserve. And by knowing someone, you know, that are in higher places than you, they could probably get away with it. They could probably get away with it. But you know me, okay? You know me, I am never gonna go out without a fight. I'm gonna go down to the last straw. I feel like I don't deal with injustice very well. I think in my past life I probably was a civil rights activist or something, because I don't deal with injustice. And I don't care where we are in the world, I'm not dealing with no type of injustice. You're gonna have to kill me, okay? Because no. Anyway guys, that's it for my video. If you enjoyed it and if you want to go into super details about it, let me know in the comment section, and yeah, get back to you. Peace and love guys.